Be live in just a second here.
We are live. Welcome to Outdoors Live.
What's up, guys?
Who's here? I'm pulling up the YouTube, so give me a second to catch up to y'all.
Man,
great weekend.
it's a good one. And we got, Savannah and Rachel. Rachel's a teacher. Savannah's in school, of course. They have this week off. So this is like having a week of vacation for me. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very, very cool.
Got plans all week?
Yeah, we're going up to Waco on Wednesday. We're going to go hang out with my brother, Peter, and probably drink a lot and, end up walking out of there with a pretty good hangover.
That's kind of a given, isn't it, Stanley?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What you doing this week, Steve?
Working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then having Thanksgiving on Thursday. Probably do nothing on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's just a short week for me.
Sounds good. I was out in the field training folks today. I'll be out there again tomorrow. Work from home Wednesday. Off Thanksgiving, and then I got to work again Friday, which sucks. We got the grandkids right now, so we got them since they're out of school. We picked them up this past Friday, and we have them until next Sunday. So It's interesting trying to work from home and have two grandkids running around the house. But so far, only I just had to deal with it since I'm going out and working in the field.
Got some people coming in, fishing with Christina, Tiger Muskie M, and Rattle Trap Fishing.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Glad you guys came in and joined us.
Yep. Ain't got any. I got a few things we can talk about. But nothing like burning a hole in the most important thing.
Yeah, you do. You want a trip.
I did.
Yeah, no kidding, right? That needs to be topic number one.
Yeah, no kidding.
I did win a trip. So if y'all in the chat don't know Sea Pro Fishing, Wayne, he's out of Florida, Jupiter area, I believe. Go check out his channel. Right, he's a of course saltwater fisherman mostly. He just did some crappie fishing, but mostly out in saltwater, and he gets out there and goes after it. And he, for his 2,000 subscribers, hitting 2,000 subscribers, he did a giveaway. And one of the main things he's giving away was a all expense paid trip to go fishing with him out off the coast. So
have you just got to get to the dock, John, or is that how that works? Just show up at the dock?
I got to get there. So that's cool because I've been wanting to go fishing with him. I had plans fall through twice this past year. So still don't have a set date, and there's still a lot of, the way this COVID's going right now. Some states are talking about shutting down again, so we're gonna have to play it by ear. But I'm hoping February timeframe. I got to talk to him and see, if there's a best time of the year to be down there, as far as for the style of fishing he does. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely gonna enjoy that. I'm looking forward to it. I just got to get my butt there. I got Audrey's little brother who's retired from the Air Force, so he's not young. He's kind of my fishing buddy whenever I go up to Michigan. We both get up there or something. He lives in Georgia now. So I'm probably going to get him to meet me down there. So that would be awesome. Haven't fished with him in a few years. So looking forward to it.
Shout out to Mosher Boy and also David Nowakowski. Welcome to the channel, guys.
Welcome, guys. Welcome aboard. Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. I told you guys earlier, we got the grandkids Friday and we have until Sunday. So Saturday was a high school football game. My daughter's a head athletic trainer at one of the local high schools. And so we took the grandkids to the football game. So that's why I wasn't going to be at the live stream. And then from there, we went to my daughter's house to do dinner and all that. And then all of a sudden I look at my phone and I'm getting messages, and it's Grant letting me know that I won the prize. I was like, oh my God. So with my phone, I jumped on the live stream for just a little bit, just to, say thanks and what's up. And
so how did he pick them? You didn't have to be on his live stream to get picked?
No, he did a video before saying, hey, in this video, the comment below contest. Be a subscriber to my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and my Facebook, and I was already all that. So I just commented contest on that video, and then he had a random number generator. I guess Grant, you were watching how it was some kind of computer.
It was a random picker. He had a random picker with all the names on his phone, and it ran through it. And John was the first pick, and I forget who the other channel was. Wasn't a channel I was familiar with because he was giving away 2.
Right.
And then there was a guy in the chat that lives close by that was basically crying about not winning, and Wayne told him, "Hey, I'll go ahead and give you a trip too."
Oh, geez. Cool. That's very nice of Wayne. Very cool.
Christina, are you from Florida?
I believe that she is. I want to take just a second here. Mr. Nowakowski here is from Go Wild. And I want to say thank you. That's like the first person from Go Wild to come over and check out one of our live streams. Thank you very much for joining us, man. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Very cool.
David, I just checked to see where Sheridan, Illinois was because I'm in Southern Illinois and you're 5 hours away from me. Isn't that amazing how being the same state be that far away?
Try living in Michigan. Detroit to Houghton, I don't know how many hours away. It's a long way.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Miami.
Right, but I hate to be south of anywhere in the summertime. I'd rather go out to Florida in the fall, spring, winter, just because going out in that heat kills me. It's bad enough here in Texas. I know it's just as bad down in Florida.
Personally, I look forward to any time. January and February, I hate those months. They're miserable. I don't like them. I live in South Texas for a reason. So anytime, that's 8 weeks. That's 8 weeks I got to kill. Anytime I can spend any amount of that time in Mexico or Florida or something like that, it might not be the best time to be there, but it's the best time for me to not be here.
Yep, I agree. We go up to Michigan usually in like August, July, because that's the hottest time down here, and it's usually awesome up there. So we go up there. And when we went to Jamaica, it was November, just because we knew in Jamaica in November it wasn't going to be bad. We're snorkeling and everything else, so it was nice. What else is going on in the chat?
Well, Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance just came in.
David
and
Martin.
What's up, guys?
David Martin.
Yeah.
Buddy David Martin in Newfoundland, Canada. What's up, David?
Okay.
Nice.
I just watched Darren's latest video a little bit ago. He's up there living on the dang ice. That was crazy.
That 30-minute video.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh.
Oh, C-Pro Wayne coming in saying that trip includes a guest.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. I've got a guest lined up if it does, because my brother-in-law is right there in Georgia, and he's always kind of my fishing buddy when we get up to Michigan together. So I'm thinking I'll see. He's already said, just tell me when. So he's ready to take time off and go. So I would feel bad if I didn't take him with me. Now we can make it.
What's up, Adrian?
5. That's awesome. That is awesome. And he gave away a bunch of other stuff that night too. I wasn't in there very long. I see him giving away different lures and stuff like that.
That dude did 2K better than any one of us did 1K.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Stanley. I ate worms for 1K. So.
I remember.
Yeah, but that dude gave away 2 fishing trips. I mean,
hey, that's true. I've never give away nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to. As many giveaways as I've won, I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is time for you to start giving back.
Yeah, you owe us.
True. That's true. That is true.
A duck hunt.
Yeah. That would be cool. Just get here and he'll take you duck hunting.
All you got to do is show up. Tell me what day. I'm a Saturday or a Tuesday is perfect for me.
And you got to make him eat a worm.
I've asked off for every Tuesday of December to duck hunt.
Every Tuesday.
Nice.
That's awesome.
The public place is closed Sunday, Monday. So generally Tuesday's the best day of the week.
It makes sense. That makes sense. Adam's here. What's up, Adam?
Adam's going to eat a worm.
For a buck?
Yeah.
I got a 10 spot on that one.
Yeah.
I didn't even do a giveaway for 5,000. I did it for that. What was that first one you won?
200, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 200, and I did one at 500, and that was it.
Who won the 500?
It was a gentleman in Louisiana, a kayaker. I haven't seen many videos from him lately, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, I'm at like 3270. So what do I need to do? Like the 4K giveaway?
Yep.
Big push.
Personally, I'm looking at 5K for a giveaway.
Yeah, those of you that are so close to it already, that makes sense.
I've slacked. Sure, I need to get back into it.
2020.
I got an idea, Stanley, for your 5K giveaway.
What you got?
You guys were talking about you got an animal down there, and I'm going to butcher the name. Is it called Nagai?
Close enough.
Yeah.
New guy.
There you go. Do a giveaway for that.
That's a tough one. That would be a really hard one to put together.
Yeah. But it'd be awesome if you could.
It would be. It's one of those things where, like, I will humor that conversation with anybody who wants to have the conversation. But as far as the logistics of giving that away and then trying to make that happen, the conditions on the right day and actually finding one, and, it can get kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to disappoint anybody, who had won something and they end up just hiking for 7 miles and not doing anything.
Just Stanley can give away a fishing trip on his dad's boat now that he can captain the boat himself and all that. Dad'd be like, "Where are you going? Don't worry about it, Dad. I got this. I got some people I'm taking fishing."
Are you hungry or not?
Got to do a little shout out here. A fella just come in. His name is Jeff Bottom. Jeff is a friend of mine. He's also a subscriber. We've done a lot of fishing together. He's a fantastic pan fisherman. So I'm glad that you came in, Jeff, and welcome.
Very cool. Welcome aboard, Jeff.
Howdy.
He's the fella that I go down to Louisiana with, him and another friend named Jerry. The three of us are the ones, when I went down to Louisiana those 2 times, it was with Jeff and Jerry.
And that was at crappie tournament.
Crappie.com, yep.
Okay.
It was a good time. Man, they sure put on the food down there, too.
Yeah.
I never had pecan pie until I went down for that, and I hated to get away from the table. That was delicious.
What's the odds that you could pick me up and take me with you to Louisiana for that crappie fishing?
I'm thinking it'd be pretty good, and I'm still thinking about picking you up and taking you down to Kentucky Lake.
Well, that's a lot closer.
Yeah.
That's,
and I want to do that. I want to make that happen.
You guys get down to Louisiana, you are a lot closer to our neck of the woods. I think that, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's something that you and I could join them for, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's something you could do for a weekend.
Right.
They make a good time of it. They really do.
Probably not catch no crappie, but still have a good time.
Well, I would need you to captain for me. I'll scrub decks for you, whatever you need. We'll get some crappie one way or the other, but you're going to have to spearhead that.
I'll put Jeff in charge.
do they let you use minnows?
They're not called minnows. They're called shiners.
Yeah.
They're golden china.
Yeah. Depends on where you're at, I guess. I've heard them called shiners.
You don't buy them by the dozen. You buy them by the pound. That was new one for me.
That is.
We go in a store here, I need 2 dozen or 3 dozen. Down there, they look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? We sell them by the pound.
See,
Do you put them on the hook by the pound?
And also.
No, that's how many you're planning on using. So damn many. You get around here. A half a pound's what? 250. A pound's about 500.
Wow! Holy!
I think so. I think that's about right.
Wow! I was gonna say, how do they weigh them? They take the individual
that's
out
for
of the
small.
water and weigh them. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the guy we get them from. They weigh them right there for you.
Holy smokes! It's just a lot easier to say, give me a dozen. And
What do you think, Tim? Bait the hook. What do you think? What's a pound? Am I right or am I doubling myself? I know he's bought them by the pound too.
New Mexico shut. You guys are shut down already in New Mexico? Tiger Muskie?
Yeah, winter time. That was going to happen. We were talking about this earlier last spring, February, March, whatever, April. We were talking about how things are going to get shut down this winter.
Yeah. Well, promising thing is these vaccines they're coming out with. Sooner the better for me. Give me a vaccine. I'll be happy with it. Then I can travel around and do stuff.
Let everybody else get those vaccines. I can be second tier. I'm fine with that. But get those people the ones that we're all wearing masks for in the grocery stores, give them some vaccines. Let's get those guys out the door.
Yep. They're going to start with care providers and
yes.
first.
No, I don't want it. I mean,
I hope they don't want no vaccine.
I hope they don't force it on me because I don't want it. If my job was to say, if you don't get the vaccine, you can't work here, I'd have to really consider getting it. But vaccine. But we did go deer hunting this weekend. It was shotgun season here in Illinois. Saw 3 does. We had 1 doe come through about 175 yards at 10 after 6. And then 2 more does come through the same spot, the opposite direction, about 10 after 9. And
Dang. Okay.
Getting some feedback on the Jeff Bottom says a pound depends on the size of the shiners. And Baitbook says 300 a pound sounds right.
Wow.
That's a lot. I'm not going to go in and ask for a pound. Man.
How much does a pound cost?
Usually a half a pound's like 14 and a pound's 20.
Gee, actually, that's a deal because we'll get 3 dozen and it costs us over $20.
I was going to say that's like shrimp prices.
Yeah, it's a good price. Pound. It's because the other place where you buy them by the dozen is like $1.75, $2 a dozen.
Oh, that's cheap. Send them here.
Hey, I've heard those are also really good for Spanish mackerel, FYI. Really good for Spanish mackerel. They love them.
Justin, Weekend Warrior, how's it going?
We're getting ripped off on minnows. We're getting ripped off on minnows in Texas. But, I'm not a good crappie fisherman compared to all y'all, it sounds like, because if I buy 3 dozen, I'm usually releasing a half a dozen or a dozen after I'm done fishing. So.
Well, Adam said he doesn't use live bait crappie, never has.
I know a lot of people that do that. I just don't have. I've caught crappie on jigs, but I don't have the confidence in it. And I've sat on the boat with somebody using jigs and me using minnows and outfished them. So
I use
there's
both.
days that you can catch them on minnows or jigs, and there's days you can't catch them on but one or the other.
Yeah,
that's right.
We were using wax worms with a little skirt and a little dress on those tiny little leaded heads when I was in Wisconsin. Is that something that we would do down here in Texas, or is that just an up north thing?
The most I've seen people use wax worms for is for like bluegill, and so I haven't seen too many people target crappie with them. When they're targeting crappie, usually jigs or some type of minnow or shiner, whatever you want to call them.
Okay.
Yeah, most people around here, they'll use a crappie jig and then tip it with a wax worm. Or some people bait the hook. He tipped a crappie jig with a minnow.
Yeah,
I've seen him do it.
I've seen that.
Interesting. Okay, but that won't work for bluegill. That's just going to be crappie.
Yeah. Unless you got some big bluegill.
Big bluegill, yeah.
Yeah, you got some big ones.
Kind of like them ones that's on Grant's wall.
Yeah.
A 2-pounder might eat a minnow.
You don't got to move over too much for that. He takes up most of the real estate on that side of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David said he almost exclusively uses minnows for crappie. So you got one end of the spectrum with David and the other end with Adam.
Different strokes. 12 dozen is half a pound. 12 dozen is half a pound. 8 ounces.
144. So
that's like if you're going to go for a long weekend somewhere, you get a half pound, so you don't have to go back to the bait shop.
Well, and you got to keep them alive if you want to keep them alive. But and then there's size. Like here, we got small, medium, and large when you go buy them. So that's got to affect that pound too. Unless they just whatever a pound, you might have smalls, you might have mediums, might have large. I hate that. We'll go buy. Hey, give us 3 dozen medium, and then when we're on the boat, you'll pull some out that are like an inch long. You're like, that ain't no medium. That's a small. What are they trying to rip us off? Because ours is by count, not by weight. Wait, I've never heard of it. But hey, Steve, up in Michigan, they sell them by the dozen, right? Or by the count.
Right. Yeah, by the dozen. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever fished anywhere where we paid by the pound for them. I fished in Louisiana.
Yeah, that is quickly climbing the ranks of my bucket list is doing some stuff in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
What month do you usually do that, Steve?
They just got done. Jeff just got home. Talking to him today, he just got home, but I didn't go this year because they were having it during the opening week of deer hunting season. And always before it's been like November 7th, where this year was November 14th or something like that. So it's like the first weekend or I think it's the first weekend of November usually, but there's a family down there. They're called the Maxwells, and they put it on. They host it. They get a ton of prizes. It's just a lot of fun. But it's just about the first week of November, I believe, is what they try to have it. And for whatever reason, it was the second week this year, so I couldn't go.
What's the cost of going in or getting in on the tournament?
Well, it's not really even a tournament, John. It's just everybody gets together and just fishes, and it's just a fun time with everybody. And afterwards, they have this great big get together where, gosh, they've got alligator was there, all kinds of different fried foods, Cajun food, stuff I never had before. Right. And like I said, tons of prizes that they give away. You can donate if you want to, but they've never asked, for any money. The Maxwell family puts it on. They do everything. And
well, you don't pay a dime to go down there and do that?
I've asked, can we donate? Oh no, this is on us. So I think it's a good idea to donate, to give them something.
Yeah.
But they don't ask for anything, and just everybody shows up at that time and has a great time.
And so it's crappie.com, right?
Crappie.com is the forum where I met all these people.
Is there a membership to that or no?
Sign up. It's free. Wow. It's just a forum.
Okay.
Yep. And there's all kinds of different states. I mean, all 50 states, and there's all kinds of different topics within that forum. So crappie.com. The owner, his name is Ed Mose. He moved to Florida, but he's the most giving person I've ever seen, man. I get slab sauce from him. He asks for it. He sends it. Just really a giving, great guy. And that's just kind of the whole demeanor of the forum. Everybody just there to help one another type of thing, I guess. Just nice group of people, really are. That's how I met Jeff was through that forum.
Very cool. Very cool. Wow. Might have to look into that next year.
Keep up. I'll keep you posted when they do it again, or just go to crappie.com, the forum, and there it is. You join. It don't cost anything to join, and join in the chat.
Okay.
Very cool. All right, everybody. We're going to Louisiana in November. Let's go.
Game on. Let's do it.
I'd like to go see Justin, their Weekend Warrior Outdoors, in about the first part of November and kill a bunch of them geese.
Yeah, there you go.
Gosh, dang. He's been wearing
killing me with all the photos, wasn't he?
Yeah, shooting them birds out of the sky is my favorite.
Yeah, a couple of us have all been talking about going down to Venice in Louisiana and hitting up one of the tuna charters, getting into some yellowfin.
That would definitely be awesome. That's one of those bucket list trips.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's going on?
We got duck season coming in Thursday, Thanksgiving morning. We'll be out there. Me and My buddy Clint, he got a permit for the public spot. So we got one of the later picks. I think we got 23 out of 27, but we'll get to hunt. So normally,
you gonna be hunting from a boat or are you gonna be hunting from a blind?
well, there is 27 spots. I think there's 15 different blinds. So odds are 23rd pick, we're going to be hunting out of boat. I don't know if we're taking his boat or my boat. Doesn't really matter, but more than likely one of the boat spots will actually be standing up. Probably just hide the boat.
I was hoping to get a live stream duck hunt there. That's all.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Dang it.
I'm not sure what's going to happen Friday because he's got to watch his kids. So we'll see what happens Friday. He'll probably be in the water as well. Won't be a live stream. But first chance I get to live stream from the duck blind.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Getting me kind of worked up by getting some ducks.
Those Tuesdays every Tuesday in December, we do have a permit to hunt. So I think the first Tuesday of season, a week from tomorrow, we have like 11th or 12th pick. So we should get a blind that day, next Tuesday.
Very cool. Very cool. Anybody else got anything coming up, like in the near future like that?
As far as outings,
Yeah.
I'd love to get after some walleye before it gets too damn cold. But well, then you go ice fishing for them. But I'd like to get out and about one or two more times before we get hard water.
Good. I'd like to see that. Do it. I've got nothing. I got nothing.
You got to work tomorrow?
Me, yeah. Yeah, I got to work tomorrow. I got to work Wednesday. I got to work Friday. The only day I'm getting off this week is Thursday. So,
Man, that's a bummer. I'm sorry.
yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Got to pay them bills, so I don't mind. Yeah, so I don't have anything locked down now. He's got. Oh, there he is, right there. Hooked up in backlashes in the house. So I want to hit up Venice Bad. So there's another one. Stick a GoPro on a tripod and stick it in the mud. That's what they're telling you, Grant, for when you're doing your hunt. Just put a GoPro on a tripod and put it in the mud. So hooked up in backlash. Robert, we have talked a couple times. He wants to do a little catfishing, and he wants to improve upon. He says the biggest catfish he believes he's caught has been like 2 pounds. And I said, okay, we're going to get out on the lake and do some catfishing. He just hasn't fished for catfish like that, so he's not sure about how to go about it. So kind of like a deal with Stanley. I'm going to get him out there. So, Robert, we got to figure out dates. I've got a couple days, like a couple Fridays in December where I might get to peel off and hit Calaveras. So we'll talk about that. And then Stanley, I've not forgot about you and your brother. I'm looking at some dates in January and February, which work good for you because it gives you, even though you're going to have to wear some snivel gear, maybe, depending on temperatures.
I'm good with that.
It gives you some opportunity to do a video, a time of year where you don't get to very often. So
yeah, there's a lot of value in that. So yeah.
So January, February is what I'm looking at for both of you guys and me going out on the boat, and it's a really good time for catfish here just because of the weather change.
Okay, I'm all about it. You tell me the day, I'm there.
Okay, and then Grant, Steve's going to come by and pick you up in late February, early March, and kidnap you if he has to, and bring you straight here to Texas.
Yes, sir.
And then I'm going to get you two on the boat. We'll go catfishing together.
That'd be fun.
And then we'll go to the coast, and Stanley will take us out on Dad's boat.
Yeah, we're gonna get into something ugly out on the water.
See how that works, John, is when you come from Texas up to Michigan yet next year, you pick up Grant along the way.
There you go. You just put them in the trunk or whatever. And
yeah.
I got gas on this trip also, just so you know.
We had a little zigzag pass all across the country visiting.
Just keep handing people off.
Yeah.
I think when Stanley and Steve and John, all three of you guys, when you guys have gone somewhere recently, you were within an hour of me.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that.
I avoided your state because
all three of you guys have been within an hour of me.
your state doesn't have an agreement with Texas on concealed carry.
That's what it is.
No, I'm serious. So I don't
I've-
go to Illinois and get busted. So I avoid Illinois when I go to Michigan.
I don't
Put it in
blame
the trunk.
but
Yes.
I'm an hour from Missouri and I'm 10 minutes from Kentucky. So you went to Kentucky.
We stayed in Kentucky one night. Yeah.
Yeah,
How far are you from Kentucky Lake, Grant?
We go to Kentucky Dam Marina is 40 minutes.
Wow.
It's close. I'd say once our kid gets out of the house and on his own, the wife and I will start fishing Kentucky Lake quite a bit. I bought a Kentucky license every year when they were $30 for out of state, and then they went up to $50, and I bought one for a couple of years, and I just didn't. I never got my $50 worth.
Yeah.
I
don't think I've bought one for 6 years now.
That's a hard thing about traveling.
It's 2020. They need to have a national license that you can buy into.
That would be nice. It's just all the states that fight over how they get the money.
Yep.
I do like Texas and Michigan both have like a 1 day, a 2-day license, so you don't have to buy the whole annual license. You can just buy a time period while you're there. So, that's the next best thing for me.
Twice a year they have free fishing. Anybody can fish here in Michigan.
Yeah, we got that too.
Okay.
And we've got it where you can go to the state park and you don't have to buy a fishing license for that. Right. Of course, you're also not getting the best fishing on the island if you go there, but
and that's any of our state parks. If there's a lake or a river, but you have to be fishing from the shore in that lake or river. If you're out on a boat, then you need a fishing license.
I did not know that. I've never broken that one, but I did not know that rule.
Yeah.
Fish Pass Jetty is where we always go. So
yeah, I've never been there. I've heard a lot about it.
It's not that good. I like it there, but I just never catch fish there. I can spear sheepshead on a good day, so I know there's fish there. I just never catch them.
Yeah, I've been plenty of places like that.
Yeah,
I just can't catch them. What we got going in the chat?
Most boy said he didn't realize I was that close to Missouri.
Wow. Hooked up in Backlash is heading to the coast on Wednesday. So you're spending Thanksgiving down at the coast. I'm jealous. That's pretty neat.
Part of the coast.
He's got a camper down there. Robert, are you? I want to say he's in the Rockport area. His camper is.
Okay.
He's got one of the. I guess it's not technically a flats boat, but it's one of those boats that can get real skinny. So he gets to go fish that shallow water that I don't get to fish in my boat.
Yeah, why have we I don't know why I haven't spent more time fishing Rockport. I did one Copano Bay trip, and I have not even been to Rockport since I started doing YouTube. It's dumb.
Well, for me, and this is everybody else is like, we don't even know what they're talking about. But for me, I stay in Rockport because the place I stay at caters to us. I've got a hose that I can wash my boat and I can run my motor to get salt water out of it. I got a power hookup so I can charge batteries for the trolling motor. And the accommodations are nice and it's not too extremely expensive. So I stay there in Rockport, and then we drive down to Con Brown. Now, you know where Con Brown Ramp is.
Yep.
Put in there, and then typically we're fishing, all straight out to the jetties, Liddy Ann Channel. There's a couple other spots closer in, Mud Island and like that, but that's kind of our little realm of, and I learned a while back, it might not be the only way to do it, but I learned a while back from a really good fisherman who was a guide, is to break a body of water down. This applies to a lake or anything else. If let's say it's a lake, take 1/4 of that lake and fish it, and fish it, and fish it until you know it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then move to another section of the lake and learn. So that's kind of what I'm doing. We only get to the coast this year, I think once or twice, but typically about 4 times a year I get down there. So we're staying in that area and trying to learn all the little intricacies about it before, because a buddy of ours wants us to go down by south of there, some of the other areas. And I want to finish learning that area and then
Yeah, I got you.
move on to another area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
You launch out of Con Brown in Aransas Pass
yep.
to go to Port Aransas. Why don't you launch from that marina right there by the ferry?
Because then we got to drive all the way down there. Just a longer drive in the truck. And a lot of times we'll start fishing before we ever even get that far down. Along the bridge right there, we'll do some popping cork for trout and stuff. So just easy.
Kind of feel like maybe I should try that. We always go straight to Port A and then branch out from there.
Right.
But you're right. There's some other, like that area is a little bit more nestled, kind of hidden back up in there. So
yeah. And you want to go to Redfish Bay or something like that, it's it's right out of Con Brown and take the left. So there's a lot of options in that area. Everybody else is like, okay, what do you say? My next area to learn is further down by. See, I don't even know what that is. Aliens Bite. Have you ever heard of that, Stanley?
Aliens Bite.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of that one.
Me either.
Now there's some stuff up north in like when you start getting out into Rockport area and south of Baffin Bay, you're kind of getting outside of my realm. Land cut's pretty much where my knowledge has expired.
Yeah, for me it's Copano and Aransas Bay. I fished both of those, not a lot, but I have. Allen's Bite. That BIGHT is killing. Bigot Bite. What is that? I've never heard of that. So that good. You got a spot that not a lot of people know of, is what I'll say. That's smart. That's good.
Near Rockport on the Barrier Islands. That's interesting. I'm not familiar with it. I'm going to look into that now. So that's a good spot then, huh?
Near Rockport, it's got to be between Aransas Bay and the Intercoastal. Somewhere in that area is what I would assume.
Yeah, one of those.
Everybody else is like, okay, you guys down in Texas.
I know, right? We're very tired of hearing about your like little these tiny spots.
I'm looking for it on Google Maps.
Oh,
I bet it's not on there. They're not going to show that on the map. They'll show Rockport, but they're not going to show Allen's Bite.
Probably not, but it'd be cool if they did.
It's probably one of those spots that's got like 3 different names for it.
Yeah. So, Steve, real quick for everybody here, when you fish Lake Huron, Saginaw Bay, where's your favorite place to fish in Saginaw Bay? And if you don't mind, if you have the coordinates, go ahead and share that too.
It's a secret. Oh,
that was the nicest middle finger I've ever seen extended on a live stream.
Secrets among us, we're fellow fishermen. Come on, no secrets.
Sometimes you just go out there and just start dropping lines, and you're going to get them. And sometimes it's funny. They'll get mad because you tell them, where you were yesterday, and you really got them, and they get mad. It's like fish move. They don't stay in one walleye do anyway. They don't stay in one spot.
They're known to swim. Right.
You're going to get mad at me because I'm trying to help out the fellow fishermen? I don't get it.
For me up there, because walleye is a little bit different than everything else I fish in freshwater. Everything else is based on structure, but walleye really aren't based on structure. And so you'll get intel like, hey, about this far out, about this depth of water. And that's pretty good intel. You just go out, watch your graph, get about that depth of water. You start seeing fish, marking fish. Okay, here's where we're going to fish. So,
yeah, a lot of times what people will
right here.
A lot of times what people will do is, I'm in 20 to 25 feet of water, pulling this type of bait so many feet back because we use boards. And so you just you find that depth of water and you fish that. And that's just how we do it. And we might go for a mile in one direction or maybe further in that 20 to 25 foot depth, pulling whatever. And if that don't work, we switch to something else. So that's just how we do it.
Yeah. Breaking news. Fish travel.
I've been doing this so wrong for so long.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of really good fishermen and women that I know, there are spots. Everybody wants to say there aren't spots. The really good ones say, hey, don't go to a spot. Look for when you're out there in the bays, you're looking for bird activity. You're looking for oil slicks and, all that kind of stuff. And that's all true. But there are spots. Like there's a shell bed. There's a reef, right, that fish. So there's nothing wrong with, hey, we've caught fish here before. Let's go check this spot. And yes, look for all those other indicators. You're on freshwater and you see the striper butts on top of water tearing up bait fish, and that's your target. And you see birds. We get birds doing freshwater and we get birds doing saltwater. But still, some of these people want to act like you just don't go to a spot. But sometimes spots pay off. So there's nothing wrong with you got a spot where you caught fish before, going and checking it out, right? It's nothing wrong with that.
I could see, like, if you drop a tree, structure someplace and mark that spot. We can't do that in Michigan. That's a big fine. We're not allowed to put any kind of structure in any of the water. Yeah.
Can't do that here either.
Yeah, so we can't do that. So, if a Christmas tree mistakenly somehow happens to go through when you're out ice fishing.
Perfect.
I
will tell you as long as you give me the coordinates to that Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Well, you got some wrecks there. I know over by the Charity Islands, there's a sunk boat, and they catch a lot of smallmouth bass around that area, and there's a lot of big boulders around it. But other than that, a lot of the bay, Saginaw Bay, is just there's not much structure. It's it's contoured, right? But there's no like rocks and trees.
You got
stuff.
Sand or you got mud in Saginaw Bay.
Yeah. So it's a very different fishing here. I'm going crappie fishing. I'm looking for brush piles and trees. Catfish, I'm looking for structure as in ridge lines and hilltops and stuff like that underwater. So walleye is one of the few fish that I fish for where you don't, structure is not that important, which is weird.
I'm trying to think like what we have that would be the equivalent of that type of fish down here. Kind of flounder, maybe. I don't know. They seem to travel a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they like a certain area. See, and even structure like when you're inshore fishing, structure could be a flat that drops off from 2 feet to 4 feet.
Yep.
That could be your structure. Where in freshwater, especially bass fishing and stuff, you don't even look at that kind of stuff. You're looking for the logs and the stumps and all that. So when you talk about structure sometimes to people, if they're a saltwater fisherman, they think of one thing, and a freshwater fisherman will think of something completely different. And then a walleye fisherman will be like, what structure?
Oh, that's funny. C Pro says,
what do you say?
Sorry, he says, I laugh when people say I don't eat fish out of the river. Snook, for example, travel 20 miles a day to a different spot. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that we target, like when we're in Port Aransas and stuff. We're basically in the channel targeting species that are moving through, hoping to catch them on a bottleneck.
Yep. And the one thing good about like the jetties out there, the jetties are structured. You got big ass rocks, and so the bait fish hang around there because it can protect themselves a little bit. So then the predators hang around there to get the bait fish.
And it's deep.
Yeah. So Grant, what is your favorite fish to fish for? We said, hey, Grant, you only got the rest of the time you're on this earth, you can fish for one type of fish. What is that?
And there's like every fish that Stanley catches on his channel and most of the ones Steve catches on his channel, I've never caught. I've never caught a walleye. I've never caught a shark or all this stuff that mahi, all this crazy stuff that these guys catch. Steve Pro, I've never caught a single fish he's ever caught on his channel.
What I would give to get Grant into a shark, like a good one, good 6-8 footer.
Man.
I think what Grant would be good. What would be good for Grant is just
a big bull red
to the coast for a long weekend and try to, hey, let's see if we can get him on a big red, get him on some flounder, some trout, and then if you can run out, I mean, that would be cool. That would make an awesome weekend for him. But definitely more than one day, because one day it's like, you can hit or miss in one day. Where if you get 3 days of fishing, typically you're going to find something that trip we just did to the coast. That first day we didn't catch much. Audrey caught a little baby red snapper. I caught some. I don't even remember what I caught. But then the second day, all of a sudden she gets a 30-inch red drum. I get my first shark ever. So you need to fish the coast. You need a couple, 2-3 days of straight fishing, probably. I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. You need to spend a couple of days just to make sure, because they're there. You just never know if you're going to be at the right spot at the right time.
The tides, the current. There's so many variables that I've found in saltwater that don't have as great an effect in freshwater.
I think the biggest thrill fish that I ever caught was sailfish. That was a lot of fun to catch those. Caribbean reef shark I hooked into, man, that was like hooking a Dodge truck off the bottom of the lake. It was not moving. It was tough. But yeah, that sailfish, that was incredible to watch. It just going across the water. What do they call it? A tail walker. It was fun. I enjoyed that. I'd love to do that again.
I would say mahi is like, if I had the ability to pick the fish for Grant and what I would want to put him on, mahi is one of those that if it's not number one, it's going to be like a top 3, just because you get into a school of them and you're there for 2 hours catching 10-pound, 15-pound fish, just one after the other, and it's just all fun.
And they're delicious.
And they're beautiful.
They are beautiful. You want a beautiful mount. I would consider spending the money on a mount for a bull mahi.
Yeah.
Not the one I caught. That wasn't a bull. But
beautiful.
A bull mahi, I would consider it. Or get them out there on, like that marlin. I'll never forget that experience. And that fish completely beat me down. My hands were shaking. I couldn't grip nothing afterwards. I was completely exhausted catching that. And it was 200-pounder. And that's big. No, those suckers are out there 500, 600, 800 pounds.
Yeah, the record like 1,200 something. Yeah. I mean, they're insane.
Over 1,000, yeah.
Fighting it all day long, like an 8-hour-long job.
Old man in the sea. Yeah, it's great. And the boat captain's really important about keeping the boat in the right position. And because you imagine fighting something for 40 minutes and then there goes your line. It's gone.
Yeah.
That'd be heartbreaking.
That is one of the most titular heartbreaking moments.
Mm-hmm.
David, I guess I'd have to pick crappie because that's probably my favorite to eat.
Freshwater.
Fish I've caught. I mean, I like catfish. I like bass fishing. It just depends. I like it all.
Yeah.
Just they're biting, especially.
Yeah, that's when they're all.
So, Stanley, what's the longest you've ever fought a fish? And maybe John and Steve too. The longest, like if it's been a while, the longest you've fought a fish and lost it.
An hour. Ballpark of right about an hour.
Yeah, I'd say about that with that Caribbean reef shark. Had it right up to the boat, went under the boat, circled back around, and then that's when we lost it. But I was fighting that for an hour, and it wore me out. I was whooped.
Mm-hmm.
I've been fortunate. I don't lose fish like these guys.
No, you don't catch walleye either.
Ooh, good one.
Sharks.
I got pictures, dang it. No, but actually, usually when I lose them, it's pretty quick in the fight. So I think maybe I've gone 15, 20 minutes before I've lost, something bites you off or something. So I've been fortunate. I have not had that heartbreaker where you've fought it, and then lost it. Now, it'll probably happen the next time I go fishing saltwater, but.
I had one a couple of years ago that was the result of a fairly hefty bottle of whiskey where I had my line out. I was camping at the beach. It was me and my buddy Nick, and I had that thing in a rod holder, and it was sitting out all night. And I was going for a big shark. About 3 o'clock in the morning, I went to check that line, and the line was straight down the beach. I was like, holy crap, what is that? What happened there? So I reeled it in. It was a tuna outfit that I was using. I reeled that thing in, and it was no weight on the end of the line. I reeled it all the way in, and one of the swivels had snapped on that thing. And that like I was fooled. Like I didn't even know. I didn't even know he was there. I was drinking whiskey with my buddy. It was dumb, but he totally spooled that reel. And then after he spooled me, he sat there until he got the swivel broke. So how long that was is probably the longest I've ever fought a fish and then lost it. Never even knew it.
Crazy. After 5 Outdoors says yellow perch out of cold water is the best heat. You know, it's tough. For me, the top 3 freshwater fish are walleye, crappie, and yellow perch. And to pick one over the other 2, I don't think I can. It's like put any one of those 3 in front of me and I'm going to be happy, right? Saltwater is, saltwater is so many different tasting fish. I think for me, snapper. And I've had red snapper and I've had mangrove snapper. And of course, a lot of it has to do with the way it's cooked, but snapper's good. Now that blue marlin was delicious and that mahi-mahi was delicious. So it's hard to say. I have not eaten a fish out of saltwater. Yeah, I have not eaten a fish out of saltwater. Ooh, that's not very good.
You hadn't even eaten the fish that I've been eating.
Well, yeah, I try not to. I'm gonna do the hard head if I ever catch one big enough. But I did the gaff top, and actually the gaff top, the texture's different, but it was a good tasting fish, and fried up, it tasted fine. And it's not too much different from freshwater catfish, to be honest with you. So it's pretty good. What else is going on in the chat over there?
I just had to Google where to catch yellow perch because I've never caught a yellow perch.
You gotta go up to
Michigan.
There's Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Iowa, Minnesota, and Canada.
And guess what? New Mexico too. Grant, if you ever want to, or Stanley, if you ever want a chance at yellow perch, go up towards Rio Doso, into the Mountain Gods. And I forgot the name of the lake they got up there, but they've got, I believe they even have walleye in this lake, but they definitely have yellow perch.
They stock them? Or?
Yeah. Once they got them stocked, it's high enough elevation, the water's cold enough that they live there. So you want to try them. First walleye I ever caught was in New Mexico, northern New Mexico, Navajo Lake. They've got walleye. So it's not just way up north, but it's usually in those. You know, New Mexico is high desert. It's a higher elevation than what we have here in Texas. Now, Texas Parks and Wildlife has put walleye in several lakes here in Texas, but 90% of them, they didn't take hold. They didn't survive. So,
But what does Grant have? If he's not catching this stuff, what does he have up there?
Big bluegills.
Bluegill, crappie, bass, catfish.
So are you just in between these 2 different areas, or is it just that Wisconsin, Michigan, the fishing is just that much better than everywhere else up there?
I mean, mainly I've got small lakes, ponds, where like when you guys are talking about fishing a lake and the structure and all that, we go to a lake and we fish. We'll go around the whole lake once or twice, where you guys are just fishing one section, the whole area, the whole day. You know.
He's like,
I've caught bass by that beaver den every time I've been here. Yeah, I'm gonna fish it a little harder. I've caught fish by that tree every time we've been here. Both, you know, our places are a lot smaller than yours.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like your lake is the structure.
Yeah, like Kentucky Lake's pretty big. I mean, that's probably our biggest lake. But
so that's actually in Kentucky?
Yes.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
It's about 45 minutes.
Might have to do a meetup at Kentucky Lake.
I think we can make that happen. What's the travel time to Kentucky?
Let's see. That was our second night. Or first night on the road. Damn,
it was the first night on the road. I think it was 4 hours. I thought you drove. No, you 12.
Just out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, we did Kansas City as our stop.
Second night was Kentucky. Last night was Detroit. So
He took a crazy route.
Yeah, well, the quickest route to Detroit, avoiding Illinois.
Right.
So yeah, I would go. Kentucky is freaking beautiful. If you haven't been, and I know most of you have, but if you haven't been to Kentucky, just driving through Kentucky, Bowling Green and that area. Plus, you got Corvettes, which is always awesome. But man, that area of the country is beautiful.
I went to Memphis, Tennessee one time for an afternoon, and no, it totally turned me off to the entire area. Like I have no desire to go back, but I'll go back for Grant. But yeah, Memphis turned me off to the entire area.
Wow, why?
I don't know, because I'm just weird about stupid. You know what it is? It's because it was my first vacation I'd got from this job in like 3 years. I get up there, and I'm traveling around the whole area, and I kept getting work calls, and I'm hanging out by the river trying to enjoy everything, and I just keep getting calls from work, and it just made the whole thing miserable for me. That's what it was.
That's when you got to act like, no hables, hang up. Yeah, that sucks.
Well, you're 15 hours from me, Stanley, from Corpus Christi. 15 hours, so.
How far are you from where I'm at, Grant? About the same?
What did we say it was?
No, it's got to be like 12. No, yeah, it probably is about the same.
I think we were saying 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much a
So you are pretty much in the middle of the Texas boys and the Michigan boy then.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. A meetup at Kentucky Lake might be a thing.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll sign up for that.
That'd be fun.
Can we all do like a 4-day weekend? I think that can be done.
The fella's name is Doug Wynn. He's got it's called Crappie, Gills, and More is his guide service, and he's a friend of mine. And he said, "Yeah, come on down." So I'm thinking, I don't know how big his boat is. I guess I'm going to have to ask how many people he can put on. But if he could do 4, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome. We all chip in a quarter, get to fish for a day with him, hang out. That'd be pretty neat, I think.
After 5 says Memphis is a hole. That's how I feel. I didn't like it there.
You got to get away from the big cities.
We've
I
actually
agree with that.
We've got to go to a wedding south of Memphis, basically Memphis, in December.
I don't know. I would like to. I've been through Memphis. I've been through Nashville, but I never had a chance because, for us, when we're traveling, I hate bad back, all that stuff. I hate being on the road anyways. So it's like get there as quick as we freaking can or get somewhere and stay the night, So, but I would like to stop and spend a couple days checking out Memphis just because of the music and that background, and Nashville for the same purpose, just to check it out. But I would probably do it once and then never care to do it again. I'm the same way with Las Vegas. I've been to Las Vegas twice. I don't care if I ever go back to Las Vegas again, which is sad because Audrey loves Las Vegas, but I'm like, you can keep it. I hate the place. So
You just go to Shreveport, maybe? It's a little closer.
or what? Gambling? Is that what that's?
That's when I hear Vegas, that's what I automatically go to. Obviously, Shreveport overall is not going to be as fun as Vegas. It's like a mini Texas Vegas.
Vegas wasn't that fun. So
See,
I'm not a gambler either. So, what is there to do in Vegas? I mean, there's shows, went to a show and stuff, but other than that, you're walking around all day looking at crazy people. And
they are crazy.
Casinos,
they are.
Like cigarette smoke all the time. And I'm an ex-smoker, so it really bugs the crap out of me. So, yeah, I've got no use for Vegas. If I never go to Vegas again, I won't feel bad about that. So, but I'm like that about most big cities. I've been through New York and never care to ever go to that place again. Detroit, been through Detroit. If I don't have to go, I'm not planning on going to Detroit again. So I'm just not a big city person. Don't care for it. San Antonio's too big now. We're the 7th largest city in the nation. It's like,
it sucks driving through San Antonio.
Tell me about
San Antonio and Houston, both of them.
Austin is just as bad or worse. Austin, good Lord, go I-35.
At least Austin has that toll road. The toll road, that 1604 loop, San Antonio sucks.
Yeah, I agree. I drive around this dang city every day, and it gets worse every year. More and more people moving here, but the infrastructure is not keeping up. And let's talk about fishing or hunting. I'm getting tired about talking about.
Got Josh and Hunter's Adventures. How's it going? And playing hooky sport fishing. What's up, man?
They playing hooky. He put his boat away. He's all done for the year.
Yeah, that hurt to see it when he did that.
For me, it's like move to Texas. I never have winterized my boat ever.
Yep,
Yeah.
didn't even know that was a thing.
I get to keep using it all winter. Matter of fact, November through March, my prime time, baby. Get out there and use the boat because all the fair weather jet skiers and all those people, the water's cool enough, they get the heck out of there. And now as real fishermen get the water. Love it.
You're sitting here. I love how he's sitting there doing that, talking about that in reference to the guy who had to put his boat away for the year, for the winter, and isn't going to be able to go do any fishing on it.
Nope, sorry.
Just rub it in, man. Just rub it in.
Come on down to Texas. You can fish all year. That big old boat of his, that thing would do fine going offshore.
See, that's what I say too, playing hooky ice fishing, but they can't get these guys to go.
I've done it once. I told myself,
Loved ice fish.
never again.
I want to. I just got to get up there to do it.
But if you guys watch Darren's Northern Life latest video where they stayed in a dang, basically a cabin on the ice where they have bunk beds, a stove, a heater, probably a liquor cabinet. I don't know. I didn't see that, but I'm assuming it's there. That's not. I sat on a bucket. Oh, wind blowing across the ice, freezing me to a popsicle. I was like, nope, that's not my type of fishing.
I want to see one of the little shanty towns where they got a couple of them. That seems like a party.
Well, like what Darren stayed in Darren's Northern Life, Darren, his video today, he had a little hut like Steve's got for deer hunting, set up with some beds and a stove, and he was hooked up.
Yeah.
There's a lake in Minnesota, and After 5 Outdoors can probably tell us which one it is, but they do the same thing. I think it's in Baudette, Minnesota, and they have people that go out in these places. It's like a little cabin on the ice. They bring everything out to you. You spend the night, you spend the weekend, catch walleye, catch fish. It'd be great.
That's crazy.
My wife won't do it. I would.
I would.
I'm not a fan of cold.
So how far do you have to travel, Steve, to ice fish?
Depends what I want to do. If I just want to go pan fishing, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. If we go walleye fishing up in Saginaw Bay, or that's 2 hours. If I go back up where I used to live in the Upper Peninsula, that's 6 hours. But usually that's if I go up there to, be with family and friends, and we go fishing while we're there. But I don't specifically go there just to fish. If I go to Saginaw Bay, that is just to fish.
Gentlemen, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I went to Horace Caldwell Pier one time, and there's icicles.
That is unusual.
Yeah.
So fishing.
Exactly, it was.
Yeah, fishing catfish tournaments here in Texas in the wintertime, I've had ice in my boat. Because it's so cold, the water that gets in the boat freezes up because it's, quarter inch of water, half inch of water. And so there's ice in the boat. That's how cold it was. We had one of those tournaments where Audrey would not take my advice on dressing appropriately with footwear and all. And after about an hour of fishing, me and her were in the truck at the boat ramp, sitting there for hours for everybody else to finish the tournament because we were running it. So we had to set up all the stuff. But, man, it was just too cold. What time is it, Grant?
6:05.
Yep.
Boys and girls, it's time for all of us who haven't had a chance to get dinner, say hey to loved ones, whatever we got to do, right? You ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. You guys got to get
next week.
Next week is either
Me or Steve.
Oh, it's Steve. It's either Grant or Steve. It's one of those.
Grant.
Me? All right.
Yeah, it's Grant.
I think it is Grant.
My channel next week at 5, Monday night.
Boom. We'll all be there.
You got a link in the description for anybody who's not subscribed?
Yeah, we got a link for all 4 of the channels on here right now in the description below. Check them out. Subscribe up, and that way you won't miss a Monday live, Outdoors Live. All right, folks. No
Till
alibi.
next time.
We're about to shut her down.
All right. See you guys later.
Thanks, everybody, for coming out.
Have a wonderful day, guys.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Have a great
Thanksgiving.
Same to you all.
All right. Peace.